For a long time, humans have been looking up at Saturn. They've been debating it for thousands of years. Saturn is sometimes classified as the jewel of the solar system. It is a completely different planet than ours. Not only does Saturn have thousands of beautiful ringlets, but also rings made of ice and rock. This planet is really complicated with so many mysteries. So what else do we know about this planet? Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, and the sixth planet from the Sun. This is something we read in primary school, right? But what I'm going to tell you now is something new. The Saturn system is a rich source of scientific discovery and still holds many mysteries. From the jets of water that spray from Saturn's moon, Enceladus, to the methane lakes on smoggy Titan. It is a massive ball composed primarily of hydrogen and helium. Saturn's rings are not the only ones. It also has 83 moons. The International Astronomical Union has confirmed and named 63 moons, and another 20 moons are awaiting confirmation of discovery and official naming. Although the other gas giants in the solar system, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, all have rings, Saturn's are especially prominent, earning it the name Ringed Planet. Saturn is 9.5 astronomical units away from the Sun, at an average distance of 886 million miles, 1.4 billion kilometers. The distance between the Sun and Earth is measured in astronomical units. It takes sunlight 80 minutes to travel from the Sun to Saturn from this distance. Saturn's environment is not suitable for life as we know it. Most likely, the extreme and volatile temperatures, pressures, and materials on this planet prevent organisms from adapting to them. Saturn is covered in clouds that appear as faint stripes, jet streams, and storms. The planet is many different shades of yellow, brown, and gray. Winds in the upper atmosphere can reach 1,600 feet per second in the equatorial region. And the pressure, similar to what you feel when diving deep underwater, is so strong that it turns gas into liquid. While the planet Saturn is an unlikely place for life to thrive, this is not the case for some of its many moons. Satellites with internal oceans, such as Enceladus and Titan, could potentially support life. The team of scientists discovered new evidence for a key building block for life there. According to new modeling, Enceladus's ocean should be relatively rich in dissolved phosphorus, a necessary component for life. We don't know if the oceans within Saturn's moons contain the ingredients for life, but there are some intriguing signs that they might. Enceladus is one of NASA's top targets in the search for life beyond Earth, because it appears to have three of the most important ingredients for life: the right chemical ingredients, such as carbon or hydrogen, liquid water, and available energy. While the structure of Saturn is quite similar to Jupiter, both are mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn's core is a dense core of metals, like iron and nickel, surrounded by rocky material and other compounds, solidified by intense pressure and heat. It is surrounded by liquid metallic hydrogen inside a layer of liquid hydrogen, similar to Jupiter's core, but much smaller. Did you know Saturn is the only planet in our solar system with an average density less than that of water? If such a thing existed, the giant gas planet could float in a bathtub. Talking about its size, Saturn is 9 times wider than Earth, with a radius of 36,183.7 miles, 58,232 kilometers. Saturn is about the size of a volleyball if Earth were a nickel. Unbelievable, right? In the solar system, Saturn has the second shortest day. There are 10.7 hours in a day on Saturn. Saturn rotates or spins once in the equivalent of 29.4 Earth years, and it completes one orbit, a year in Saturnian time, around the Sun in that same amount of time, 10,756 Earth days. Saturn is home to a wide range of intriguing and unique worlds. This includes the surface of Saturn. It does not have a true surface. Deeper within the planet, the majority of matter is made up of swirling gases and liquids. While a spacecraft would have nowhere to land on Saturn, it would also be unable to fly through unharmed. The extreme pressure and temperatures deep within the planet would crush, melt, and vaporize any spacecraft attempting to fly into it. This is interesting. A scientist recently set out to prove that Saturn's tiny innermost moon, Mimas, was a frozen inert satellite, but instead found compelling evidence that Mimas has a liquid internal ocean. Saturn has been visited by 4 robotic spacecraft. In September 1979, NASA's Pioneer 11 provided the first close-up view. NASA's twin spacecraft Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 followed with flybys 9 months later, in 1980 and 1981. Each flyby revealed new information about Saturn's ring giant world, but it wasn't until the International Cassini mission arrived in orbit in 2004 that our understanding of Saturn truly began to take shape. We were able to observe weather and seasonal changes on another planet thanks to Cassini's long mission. Cassini discovered Saturn's moons to be distinct worlds with their own histories. Cassini demonstrated the complexity of Saturn's rings and the dramatic processes that occur within them. Saturn's larger moons display a record of that long, but recent modeling suggests that some of Saturn's moons may be younger, possibly only 100 million years or less. One way scientists can tell the age of Saturn's moons is by looking at how closely the moons orbit the planet. According to a recent study, if Saturn's moons were as old as the solar system, those nearest to the rings would have drifted much farther away by now. The conclusion contradicts the apparent age of the moons based on their heavily cratered surfaces, but it adds new ideas to the ongoing quest to piece together the Saturn system's history. Why do some moons have oceans of liquid water while others do not? This is where the moon's age may come into play. We know that Enceladus, Titan, and possibly Dione have liquid water oceans. But what about Mimas? It is much closer to Saturn than Enceladus, making it more vulnerable to the tidal tug-of-war between those two bodies, which could generate enough heat to keep Mimas's ocean liquid. However, planetary scientist Mark Neveu speculated in 2020 that if Mimas is relatively young, that could explain why it's dry. There are several unsolved mysteries surrounding Saturn, and scientists are working hard to find answers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos about space and astronomy. Take care.